wrestling fans of all ages, shapes, sizes, genders, and everything in between. It is time to go to war and be VicTori for the Common Wrestling Podcast. Welcome to the revolution.
Buzz guys, my name is Kate Murphy.
What's going on, everybody? This is Will Tarashuk, the founder of the Kings of the Rings podcast.
What's going on, guys? It is I, the one and only Quiet Riot himself, Zach, your host of the Young Lions Perspective.
What's up, guys? This is the Monday Night Delight.
Greetings, one and all. This is your Prime Minister speaking, your favorite Canadian, Mr. Fretz.
Hey, what's up, you guys? This is NateFNGreat from the Game Changer podcast.
If you're looking for a network that keeps wrestling real, then you've come to the right place because
you're listening to...
You are listening to...
You are listening to...
You are listening...
Then you are listening.
Get ready for a war because you're listening to...
What is going on, everybody? This is King Ricky Rose, your general manager, and you are listening to Wrestle Addict Radio. Now enjoy the show.
Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to change the landscape of podcasting as you know it in professional wrestling. This is the Game Changer Podcast. Featuring the greatest asset to come out of Canada, the legendary Mr. Fretz.
The best there is, the best there was, and the best ever will be.
I love myself. There's something so condescending to the champ to get out of my ring.
They think they got the answers. I change the questions. I did it all by my sweet little self. 2-time Slammy Award winner. I knew it. I'm a winner. I did it! Wow!
As well as featuring yours truly, the Game Changer, Nate the Effin' Great.
I've had it! It's time for you to start listening to somebody else, and that somebody else is going to be me, and it's going to be right now! The dirty secret is you need this generation more than it needs you. You're not going to come out here and talk about how it should have been you, it should have been me, it should have been you, it should have been you, it should have been you, it should have been you 8 years ago, and it was kind of, then it wasn't, and it's not going to be again, and it's not going to happen. Just get over it. I am the best on this microphone, in that ring, even in commentary. Nobody can touch me.
We change the game one day at a time. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're ready, let's do this.
Say yeah! We go hard, all day, all night. On my proud son of people who be ready to fight. Say yeah, 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 yeah. We ain't ashamed that we came from the park, and if you're looking for trouble,
They're here.
say yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was one of the best things I could have seen on a Wednesday night. But welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Game Changer Podcast. I am Nate the Effing Great, being joined here, as always, by my wonderful co-host, the one and only Mr. Fretz. Revolt, whatever you want to call it, FTR. They've arrived, and they look to be elite.
FTR, but don't F this White Claw. I was at work last night. It's about 10:40 Eastern Standard Time on a Thursday night. I just got home from work. Last night was the same deal. Long late shift. And my phone's blowing up. Like, okay, what's going on here? I mean, did they open with Riddle? Did they open with Riddle and Thatcher? I had a pun that I was going to steal from John Ritland about that match, but it's left my brain. Like, oh, Revival come out in a nice old school Chevy. Just, and I knew the tease, man, the tease.
They're teasing us. They're giving us something. It's just one of those things where it's like, this is like a nice deep tissue massage, and it's only going to get better from here. I'm looking forward to seeing this. So yes, we're excited to see FTR in the All Elite. It's going to be awesome because it's a matter of time before we get the dream match that everybody wants to see. Oh, boy. Just, this has to be like at least, what, 4? It feels like 5 years in the making.
At least, yeah. I think we might have got rumblings of it when, I think they used to be called the Mechanics.
That's right.
Yeah. When? I can't even remember their WWE.
Scott Dawson, Dash Wilder.
Excuse me.
Scott Dawson, Dash Wilder.
Thank you. As I almost die of COVID-20, yeah, well, they used to be called the Mechanics in NXT, just right after Dawson had that Jamie Noble trailer park trash gimmick with Alexa Bliss. And then all of a sudden, here's Dawson, here's the Mechanics, and then the rest is history. You got bits and pieces of it, because I think they were all in the same company with Cody for a little bit. So that's probably how it started, because I don't know how Cody got to got to be friends with the Bucks, but yeah, ever since, F the Revival,
it's going to be a reality. I know. It's one of those things just sinking in. It's like, oh man, Christmas is coming early, and it's giving us FTR versus Young Bucks. I can't wait. I don't want it to happen at Fyter Fest. I want them to build this up to at least a further show. Maybe it could be a year-end show. Who knows at this point? But all we know is that, like we said, Revolt is in, All Elite, and it's just a happy day. But we're also going to be doing a wonderful review about AEW Double or Nothing, which will also tie into AEW Dynamite very well. Oh my gosh, this show was just amazing. And we'll also be talking about a little bit of the cyberbullying that took place this past week. And also it'll probably go into a bigger rant about cyberbullying in general. So be prepared for that. And for those of you that don't want to hear us, hey, you know the door. Don't let it hit you on the ass on the way out. Alright, so we kick off the buy-in show with Private Party versus Best Friends. The winner becomes the number 1 contender for the Tag Team Championships, held by Kenny Omega and Hangman Page. I like this matchup. I just watched it before we started recording. I love the chemistry between Private Party as well as Best Friends. They definitely work off each other very well, and to be honest, I can never get enough of Private Party and their like high-pitched screams any time we hear them just getting thrown. It's just amazing. But Strong Zero gives Best Friends the victory. They are the number 1 contenders. Honestly, it was a really good matchup. I liked it. It's another great showcasing of the tag team division in AEW. Yeah, honestly, I could see why that was a buy-in matchup. It was really good, and I'm very happy to see the Best Friends are getting a tag team title shot. I'm hoping they're the next champs. But we will see, because there's a chance they might not be.
I actually didn't see this match, Nate.
Really?
I got in from work on Saturday just as the ladder match was going on, as it's actually going on in front of me on mute right now. So, yeah, and I haven't gone back to watch it yet either. But if it's Private Party and Best Friends, it's going to be good anyways. So all props to them.
Yep. So let's just dive into the first matchup. It is the Casino Ladder match, in which we had, I gotta get the name list here. Here we go. Darby Allin, Colt Cabana, Orange Cassidy, Joey Janela, who's taking the place of Rey Fenix, who suffered a back injury because 4 people could not catch him. What the fuck? Scorpio Sky, Kip Sabian, Frankie Kazarian, Luchasaurus, and the debuting Brian Cage. Okay, so first off, can I just say that the MVP of this matchup here was Orange Cassidy? I'm sorry, just him trying to figure out how to win the match, and him even asking commentary team, just being like, how do I win? It's like, you gotta climb the ladder. He puts a ladder right down. Doesn't even open it, he just puts it right down on there. He gets on top of it, just tries to just get it. It's like, what the... It's so stupid, but it's funny. And even Colt Cabana is just like, okay, no, I can help you out. Psych, I'm going to throw you out. just more of that, please. We were talking about, and you were mentioning before while you were watching this matchup, Darby Allin with one of the nastiest things you could ever really see, and that's him going from the top of the ladder, trying to skateboard onto another ladder where Frankie Kazarian was on. Thankfully, Frankie Kazarian decided, I don't feel like dying today, so he leaves, just breaks the ladder in half, Darby Allin does, and almost breaks his legs from that, where I'm honestly surprised that he did not, at least, rupture something in his legs.
That was absolutely vicious. I was saying to you that, and I'm going to say the same thing now as I tweeted out, I think that Darby Allin is a little too excited about Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 remastered.
It's true.
I mean, I am. Don't get me wrong, that's going all the way back to grade 10 for me, but yeah, how are you not at least injured? And I just saw him do the code red off the top rope to Luchasaurus, which, oh my gosh.
That was
and
insane.
As we hit number 0, here's Brian Cage now.
Yeah, and
in front of me.
And he's managed by Taz, of all people, but in all honesty, it's like a match made in heaven, to be fair. Because Brian Cage just came in, he's just wrecking everybody's shit. It looks like he's about to win the matchup. Everybody's just deciding, you know what, we need to double team this guy. You just beat him down. Orange Cassidy just gets on top of him. It's like an Orange Cassidy backpack on Brian Cage. My God.
I didn't... I'm sorry to cut. I didn't notice until just now in front of me. I didn't notice that he ripped a ladder in half on his entrance.
Oh, that's right, he did. I remember that now. Oh my gosh, they're trying to make him look like a beast, and honestly, that was one way of doing it. Another way is to do the classic bury him under a lot of crap, and then he'll probably come up from the depths of hell just to wreck everybody else's shit, which he did. Kip Sabian and Jimmy Havoc, they are a team for whatever reason. Honestly, it's an interesting team. I'm looking forward to it. They have a couple of moments there. Jimmy Havoc got a really nasty belt. I think he got German suplexed onto one of the ladders, which I was just like, oof, no thank you. Brian Cage wrecks Darby Allin's shit again. And there was a point where I'm just like, okay, dude, that was maybe a little too much. I get it, you're trying to look like a monster, but was killing Darby Allin really necessary? In the end, Brian Cage would ascend the ladder, retrieve the lucky chip, which would guarantee him a AEW World Title match in the future, and we found out it's going to happen at Fyter Fest, the next show that they have against the World Champion. We will talk about that when we get to it. Honestly, I gave this matchup two thumbs up. I really enjoyed it. It was really good. The only complaint I have about this was that the deal where they decided to have everybody come in after a certain period of time, that was just dragging a little bit. If it was like Aztec Warfare, that's different because it's like elimination style. When you're doing that with a ladder match, it's a lot tougher to do. The Casino Battle Royale, I think that's a brilliant way to handle that, to have 5 people coming out after 3 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever it was. That was really good. But this whole deal with the ladder match, I get it. They're trying different things. They're trying to make it a little more different than what we would see with WWE. This is one where I'm not really a fan of the, timed deal with the ladder match deal. It just seems like we already know that everybody's going to come in, so why bother having that? That's my only complaint about it. Other than that, I loved it. Good matchup. Good opener.
I actually liked the time limit thing. It gave the ladder match kind of a different feel, and I do get that it did drag. I'll kind of agree with you there, but it's a different concept. I mean, you're putting in a battle royal and a ladder match, and it's different. And I thought it was kind of cool. Also, okay, who's next? I mean, your first two entrants were 2 members of SCU, and okay, This is interesting. This is like I think it was one of the Royal Rumbles that had. It might have had. It didn't have both. It had both of the Hardys, but they weren't like immediately after each other. And I'm trying to think of another. No, it was Demolition in like '89. They did the same thing. Like number 1, Axe. Number 2, Smash. Okay, this is a shot for the title. Let's go. This was really cool. The high spots were great. Oh my goodness, I love Darby Allin, but you idiot! just that bump. I want to talk about Jimmy Havoc's Blood Blazer. That thing was so cool looking. It was right out of the video game Hitman, I think. I'm just going to see. I found it kind of interesting here that Havoc, Joey, and Darby, who are all in the Cracker Barrel Clash. I think you were in the crowd for that, were you not?
Yes, we were.
Yeah, there you go. We have Orange Cassidy just being a slob, just being so damn lazy. Colt's corner bump was whack. Trying to think if I have anything written down. Yeah, Brian Cage. Not expecting him in the slightest. Like, if I was going by Cultaholic, I would have thought Drew Gulak, but he actually re-signed with the company. He's going to be on SmackDown tomorrow night. I would have thought, who the heck else is a free agent right now? It's been a blur since the damn releases, so I would have thought Matt Cardona, but no. Unless it's going to be a tag team deal with Myers. And the F5000. My goodness. Just that move.
Yeah, Brian Cage has definitely been one of those guys who can look like an absolute machine everywhere he goes, whether it was Lucha Underground, Impact Wrestling, and now he's going to be making huge waves in All Elite Wrestling. This is going to be just absolutely amazing. The sky's the limit for him, and he proved that by killing whoever that man was on Wednesday night, just wrecking him. He even gave him a massive German suplex, drill claw, 1, 2, 3. And Taz even gave him the tagline of, I'm trying to remember what his tag was like. It ends with survive if he lets you. I'm trying to remember what the other...
Beat him if you can, survive if he lets you.
Thank
That's
you.
kind of along the lines of what Taz's catchphrase was in ECW.
Yeah. So I thought that was really cool. But let's go into the second matchup, because this was a matchup that we already knew was probably going to be good. Afterwards, oh my god, this was even better. Sometimes it's hard to do a pay-per-view match, and when you're in that second spot, you have that deal where, you just had the first match. Everybody's just like, oh, we're exhausted. The first match was so good, and blah, blah, blah. This one lived up to the expectation. We're talking MJF versus Jungle Boy. Oh my god. These guys had a knockdown, drag-about fight between the two of them. Really good, masterful technician story between both of these guys. Jungle Boy, again, he's going to be a champion. He is going to be a champion. And this was another match that proved that he is the future of this company. Literally giving MJF every single thing that he could possibly deliver. MJF did some spots where he was working on the arm, and there was a point where Jungle Boy was working on the back that affected both of them. It was just absolutely great. Some great dives by Jungle Boy to the outside. I think he did like the Seth Rollins deal, except for the third one, instead of a third suicide dive, he leaps over and does a plancha. That was just, that's just awesome. Just, mwah, Jungle Boy. Beautiful, beautiful. The ending was interesting. It was very unexpected, but at the same time, I'm not complaining about it. So MJF goes for like a roll-up, and then Jungle Boy goes for a roll-up. Then MJF has like this unique kind of pinning style where he's pulling on the arms, holding the legs down, and it literally just looks like Jungle Boy is just absolutely trapped in like a web of his own body. It was masterfully done. MJF picks up the victory. Honestly, pretty clean. I'm not expecting that. I was not expecting him to actually have like a pretty clean victory. I thought there was going to be at least a little bit of shenanigans, maybe using tights or something like that. No, he was the better man this one. I loved this matchup. I thought it was really good, and MJF, his stock just rose a bit more, but also so did Jungle Boy's. He had nothing to be disappointed in this matchup.
This was a fantastic not only wrestling match, but for two guys that are so young in the business, their psychology was that of a veteran, and they're both like 24, 25 apiece, and they already have this good in-ring psychology. It was outrageous. You know, I was expecting this to be a good match. I didn't know how good like Jungle Boy actually was, maybe because I haven't paid that much attention to him, and if I can be frank, not much attention to AEW lately. But there's the spots, you know, there's that arm whip into the corner by MJF, trying to lock in the salt of the earth, and then I don't know what his other finisher is. I know he was doing, the Crossroads for a bit, at least when he was feuding with Cody. But he was going for some kind of like underhook move, so I don't know if he was going for a pedigree, a tiger bomb, or a angel's wings, but he kept going for it. And then MJF just being a fantastic jerk. Jungle Boy being like the pluck, not, I want to say the plucky underdog, but kind of like the white meat baby face. And these styles clashed, and straight up, MJF out-wrestled him. He's better than you, and you know it. And it's so good to see him climbing up the ranks. I can't wait for MJF to get a title. And you know what? If anyone will take the title off of him, I'd be okay with it being Jungle Boy. So bring it on. Bring on more of this feud. Phenomenal.
Definitely. I gave this one 2 gorilla thumbs up. This was definitely already early on absolutely wonderful. It was a masterpiece. If you have not seen this matchup, if you pick like one matchup here, this is definitely one that you would want to have on your best list of the night. All right, so oh boy, we're already into this deal. This is going to be fun. So we have the tournament finals for the inaugural AEW TNT Championship. Cody with Arn Anderson taking on Lance Archer with Jake Roberts. So, and also Mike Tyson was there to present the TNT. I almost said TNA Championship. The TNT Championship to the winner, and all these like pan backs to Mike Tyson, him kind of just looking like tough, but then there's some points where he's looking like a fan, where he's like, yeah, do it. It's just really awesome just seeing that. There comes a point where Jake and Arn are just thrown out. The chemistry between Cody and Archer is pretty good. I will say that Cody definitely just sold for Archer like an MFer. A couple spots where we saw Cody try to go for his classic Cody cutter, but Archer just does like a pounce, just hitting him with that massive shoulder block, knocking him out of the sky. Holy crap. Also another point where Lance Archer just picks him up and throws him over the ring post onto the ground. I saw that, I was thinking, oh god, Cody is going to have he's going to have rib problems. That's not good. But I mean, early on, Archer hit his finisher and Cody rolled out of the ring. That was one of those things like, okay, this is actually really smart. Somebody hit your finisher right away. Best thing to do is just take your time. You know, just like your wounds, just take it easy. Cody hits a crossroads and only gets a 1 count. Actually, only gets a 2 count. I'm sorry. In a perfect world, I think people would love to have seen Lance Archer kick out at 1. Jake, he's coming back. I know you. He's coming back. He's got a snake. But Mike Tyson, he just comes out and he's just like, "Come on, you want to go? You want to go?" Just rips his shirt off. And mind you, Mike Tyson is not like what he was back in 1998. But even for his age, my God, he is ripped. Just seeing him have his shirt ripped off, and then Jake's just like, I'm going to go back now. It's one of those things where it's like, wow, 2 snakes are scared of a tiger. I totally get it. Cody hits 2 crossroads to Lance Archer. I almost keep calling him Vance Archer. Damn you, WWE. For the victory, Cody is the first ever AEW TNT champion, and You know what? Before I get into my opinions, I think Mr. Fretz, by all means, take the floor, my friend.
I'm not going to get too into it here, because I actually forgot what I would have said, but I don't like Cody Rhodes that much. Here's a few reasons. I got a few. Okay. WWE run, hella talented, like Rhodes Dynasty. What, second, third generation? Respect that, love it. Love his run. Should have had a title. Should have been a better run in the WWE. I respect the fact that he uses his lack of run in the Fed as fuel to the fire, but I think he relies a little too heavily on that. Like, okay, that shovel throne spot at, what was it, Double or Nothing, or...
Yep, it was the first Double or Nothing. I remember it was the first Double or Nothing.
That was cool. Okay. And then you kept leaning into it. You keep mentioning it, like, get over it. My goodness. And it's also because I think his last few pay-per-view opponents have been people that I like more than Cody. MJF, Chris Jericho, Lance Archer. I respect him, but I'm just like, after he lost to MJF, the whole thrown in the towel thing, like, I love, like, Jake Roberts said this perfectly, and it's just like, Cody came off as kind of a bitch. He's like, I can't stand the sight of you whining and crying. I'm not after the whole pie, just your share. Just those promos by Jake lately. C'est magnifique. As soon as I saw Cody roll out of the ring after the blackout, I knew he was going to win. But, I mean, it's the TNT title. You own the company. You're the face of the franchise, so why not have the face of the franchise as the first champion? What I like about it is that this week on Dynamite, he's like, yeah, I'm going to defend the title every week. Hence, TNT title, kind of the TV title. I like where this is going to go. But I that was probably the gist of my rant. It probably wasn't going to be as graphic as you thought when you and I were talking about it. I was just pissed Archer lost. I thought he should have been the guy. In my mind, he should have went over, but whatever. I mean, Cody's action figure comes with the sledgehammer, for God's sake. You're leaning a little bit too much into it, but as I said, his match is about to start in front of me right now, so why not? He's part of the elite. I'll give him that. I'll give him that credit. But as soon as he won the title, I'm like, I can't wait for him to lose it. That was a little harsh. I'm sorry.
Man. So
I might have been a few beers deep at that point.
Well, I mean, I think you probably were, especially when you were saying like he was the Triple H of AEW, to which I thought to myself, okay, let's look at the track record, especially for like his pay-per-view deals. His only world title win, arguably, was at the first ever All In, where he defeated Nick Aldis. Now, obviously, that title run didn't really last that long, but that's his only world title. In all honesty, if that is his only world heavyweight title run, I'm okay with that, because it's one of those things where it's like, hey, it pays respect to the lineage of all those who have won that title. It's the same title that his father won. Totally fine with that. That would be one of those things where it's like, that would be an extra layer to add for him not challenging for the AEW world title, because he, obviously believes in the future. Now, there's people that are going to say, like, well, he still buries people. He doesn't bury anybody. He's making a lot of people look like $1 million. Are you kidding me? He's not winning every single pay-per-view. You already mentioned, Jericho and MJF. He lost to both those guys. He could have easily been the AEW champion by now. He could have just snapped his finger and be like, I want to be champ. And Tony would have been like, well, let's talk about this first. But he didn't. He made Jericho look like a credible threat, although Jericho can make himself look like that, no problem. It's just one of those things where Cody just added another layer to it. I always love his promos whenever he shows his passion for the business. That's something I really love seeing. Granted, I will give you the point that maybe he does harp a little bit too much on, I never got the opportunity to do that, I never got the opportunity to do this. Maybe tone that back just a little bit, but at the same time, he kind of does have every right to, take shots at WWE just like Jericho did on AEW, where he basically picked a day. I think it was like January 23rd. No, it was like January 7th, 2010 on a Monday night. Just
oh yeah, that's
that made me giggle a bit. I was like, wow, he got the exact same deal. But there's always going to be people that are going to be like, oh, this person, interrupted. He didn't believe in me, and look at me now, blah, blah, blah. That's going to happen everywhere. There's so many people. I will say this, that there's people who are going to keep saying, oh, man, well, the elites are winning all the championships now. It's like, okay, first of all, majority of the champions have been anybody but the elite. First AEW champion was Chris Jericho. It could have been Hangman Page. Would have been okay. Would have been fine with it, but I'm glad it went to Jericho because that was just beautiful. First tag team champions, SCU. They certainly deserved it. They certainly earned it. It wasn't until they lost the titles to Hangman and Kenny Omega, which, to be honest, I'll tell you guys, I don't think they're going to be the champs for that much longer. So hold your horses. Which is going to talk
literally
about right. That's spoilers right into the main event. So Cody's like the first member of the elite that's won a singles championship or has been the first champion. And to be honest, he's a workhorse. Why doesn't he deserve it? Why doesn't he get that chance to, shine a little bit? And this is kind of one of those things where it's like, you've worked hard, you've earned this, give it a shot. And he's probably going to make it shine just as much as John Cena made the U.S. title shine. I'm making that comparison. I think it's a fair comparison. And there's so many people there's probably so many people who would be like, but John Cena buried so many talent. He also made a lot of stars, okay? He brought in Kevin Owens.
Anybody during that run.
Well, I think there's somebody that can make that argument just because of the fact that he always, kept winning. But at the same time, he put on good quality matches. It wasn't like one-sided matches. He made Cesaro look like a freaking machine. He made Rusev look like a monster. Sami Zayn, oh gosh. Sami Zayn did that with one arm. Are you kidding me? He's one of the greatest wrestlers that's alive today.
He fist pumped and blew out his own shoulder being excited in his hometown.
he decided, I'm going to pull a Zack Ryder. Shit. Getting back to Cody versus Archer, like I said, I loved the matchup. I thought it was great to see Cody winning that title. It took 2 crossroads, actually 3, to take down Lance Archer. So Archer, he's still a massive beast. He's still a monster. He's not going anywhere. I see him definitely winning a championship. He's probably going to get pushed to the moon, and I'm okay with that, especially when you got Jake Roberts as your manager. It's going to be awesome. I give this 2 thumbs up. Maybe it was just like the pacing that was off on it, but it wasn't one of those matches where I'm going to say, it was the greatest match ever. It's like, no, it was still good. It was still good. It's just something on it seemed maybe a little off. And I think maybe the ending was another thing that kind of made it weird because of that whole deal where, Mike Tyson got involved and Roberts got involved. It's like, what's up with this? And that's what caused the distraction, 2 crossroads, 1, 2, 3. So that's really just for that. And these are like small things, which I'm not going to be like, oh, you should have done this. No, these are small, tiny things. It's fine. Next matchup we have is Penelope Ford, who replaced Britt Baker, taking on Chris Statlander. Honestly, guys, what can I say other than Chris Statlander crushed Penelope Ford? And I am sad. Sadly, I gave this one a thumbs down. This was one matchup that it went by too short. And honestly, especially now with one of the stars with Britt Baker being out, they need to start building up another heel because they can't just be just Nyla and just Britt Baker. They have to develop another heel. And I think Penelope Ford is that person. Obviously, this is not the best way to start it, but at the same time, it's not the worst. Also, Kip Sabian having that weird sling during that matchup, and JR basically calling out Kip Sabian, just being like, oh man, Penelope probably could have won had he not had his girlfriend out there to help him out. It's like, JR, I get it. You're trying to make him seem the bad guy, but come on, man. Penelope Ford and Kip Sabian are like the best couple in all of wrestling right now. Let them have a moment. Let them at least. Also, Britt Baker's promo on Wednesday, absolutely wonderful. It's just absolutely great. Have you seen it?
I think I only caught recap packages of Dynamite. I caught. I mean, obviously, I watched the was it the Young Bucks versus, no, it was Matt Hardy and somebody against somebody, but I watched the Revival debut.
Okay.
And then the Elite the Inner Circle promo at the end, which was hilarious.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And probably a match or two. I can't remember. I sped watched NXT and AEW last night.
Okay. So basically, Britt Baker is talking about how she's a role model, and she basically makes it seem like there's a conspiracy theory to hold her down, and she's bringing up a lot of the people like Chris Statlander, Hikaru Shida, Nyla Rose. And it's so funny because she has this assistant named Reba that's just pushing her in her wheelchair.
McIntyre?
I thought the same thing when I heard that name. I thought Reba McIntyre. It's like, oh my god, that's awesome. There's even one point where Reba, she flips the paper over, and there's literally nothing there. Britt Baker just has this look of like, what are you doing? Reba's like, oh shit. She just puts it back to where Nyla Rose was. Tony Schiavone is there like this clueless kid in the funniest way possible. And then Reba brings out this chart where there's like all these connections and like all these people. And she basically boils down to like there's a conspiracy theory, and the reason why I'm getting injured so much and why I'm not getting opportunities is because of referee Aubrey. To which I'm like, wait. To which I'm like, she's just getting the short end of the stick every single time. Aubrey, we love you. You're an amazing referee. And trust me, we're going to talk about one of your finest moments of your career when we talk about Stadium Stampede. It's great. But yeah, basically, she basically says that she will be back at All Out, which will be happening in September. So the fact that, she's only going to be like a few months out, that's fun. That's great. I honestly thought I thought from reports told me she had like a torn ACL and stuff like that, but one of the doctors said like, she did get injured, but it's not as bad as we initially thought it was going to be. So it's one of those things like, okay, that's cool. So Britt turns around, and on the back of her wheelchair, it says role model, spelled ROLL.
Oh, yes!
And it's so funny because Mama Wolf Kayla, she said, "Oh my God, I will take these puns for days." Which I'm like, yes, I love it. It's great. Shout out to Wolf Mama and Wolf Baby.
Yeah,
right.
She's crawling now. You're in trouble, Kayla.
My gosh. Jeez. My nephews are getting there. My nephews are certainly getting there, and that's not going to be a fun time for my brother and sister-in-law. But baby steps. Okay, that's too soon even.
Oh, dude, you're skipping a step. Damn, I'm there again. I was telling puns all day at work, driving all the kids nuts. It was funny.
Oh gosh. Now we're going into something that's more of the comedic style, which is Shawn Spears versus Dustin Rhodes. Shawn Spears was hoping to get like a count-out victory, and then Dustin Rhodes came out. They had the matchup. Hey, funny moment because Shawn Spears has Tully Blanchard on his underwear. Dustin Rhodes wins. Yay. This was one of those matches I was very disappointed at. I was thinking like, hey, we have a chance to make Shawn Spears look like a star. He's a joke. Why? Why would you? This guy has so much talent. He has so much potential. He could be a great rivalry for Cody with the TNT title, but not if he has losses like this. I'm sorry. Just this made me sad. Another thumbs down. I did not like this matchup, and I did not even realize that this matchup went on for 3 minutes and 20 seconds. That is sad.
The match before I think I kind of tuned out of Statlander Ford, but from everything I've heard about that match, it's kind of like woof. But Statlander's fantastic. I mean, she's. I was listening to Hawkins and Ryder on Talk is Jericho just before I got here when I was finishing up at work, and yeah, Statlander's trained by Brian Myers, I guess we can call him now.
Oh, nice.
His coming from Creator Pro. So, and even back then, he was like, "You sure about this alien gimmick?" Yeah, I love it, and I got to give props to the crowd in parentheses. During Double or Nothing, freaking Big Swole, you got balls, lady. I love Big Swole so much.
Oh my gosh! I mean, this personified in the next matchup here. It's the no disqualification, no countout matchup for the AEW Women's World Title. I love saying that. Nyla Rose defending against Hikaru Shida. Holy shit! Was this matchup absolutely awesome? Just everything that they did. Hikaru Shida, she definitely came to play. She was ready to go. It seemed like she was going to have a little bit of advantage when she got her kendo stick back, but then Nyla just no-sold that and just decided, you know what, I'm just going to break her. Boom, boom, just starts going up. And like you said, the crowd reaction for this one was just fantastic, especially Big Swole, where she's like, okay, let's go. It's like, Big Swole, holy crap. Man, I want to see this rivalry now between Nyla Rose and Big Swole, just so Big Swole can just be like, oh yeah, let's go. Like she'll hit like Nyla Rose will hit like a beast bomb, 1, 2, kick out. Big Swole's just like, come on, second one, 1, 2, kick out, and then Big Swole just again, she's just pulling herself with the ropes. It's be like, just come on. It's kind of like the booking that Adam Vlapier had for Brock Lesnar and Seth Rollins, where it's just like, come on. And even if they wanted to have Big Swole just flip off Nyla Rose, I think that would just show that she has just got a lot of intensity in her to be like, I'm not going down. You have to kill me to basically win this. And Nyla would just be pissed off and be like, oh, I'm going to kill you. This is literally what she tried to do with Hikaru Shida in this matchup. So many crazy spots. That spot where where Hikaru Shida just ran to Nyla Rose, knees her, and Nyla Rose just went right into one of the chips. Jeez Louise, that was just awesome. Now was this? Oh man, I do have to call another spot from the crowd. We had Vicky Guerrero in the audience, but this is actually during the Chris Statler and Penelope Ford match. I think Penelope went for a cover, and she's just like, "Come on, Rev, count right." It's just, excuse me. Oh my gosh, that was great. Vicky Guerrero, you're a blessing to us, and just never stop being you. It just kept on getting more and more intense. Nyla Rose got knees to the face, 1, 2, no. And then Hikaru Shida just decides, okay, we'll do this the hard way. Grabs her kendo stick and socks Nyla Rose to the side of the head with that. It literally looked like Nyla Rose got knocked out. That was such a good spot. Nyla Rose, you definitely earned a lot of respect from me for taking that spot. I just hope that you're not concussed from that. Holy cow. But then Hikaru Shida sets up Nyla Rose, bounces off the ropes, boom, knee to the face, 1, 2, 3. Hikaru Shida wins the AEW Women's World Championship. And I'm a happy boy. I said it on the prediction show with Ricky and Kate Murphy that she would make all my dreams come true by winning this, and she did. She looks absolutely fabulous with that championship. It was great. 2 gorilla thumbs up. This was a matchup that reminded me so much of the Awesome Kong and Gail Kim rivalry that they had, where it's just, brutality meeting just determination. It was just absolutely great. And Hikaru Shida, she definitely deserved it. She's earned this title. She's earned that opportunity. Now she's the champion, and it's just absolutely great to see that. Oh, my heart is just still fluttering with love from that. It was great.
That was awesome. Damn good match. They have some great chemistry there, Shida and Nyla. Just, I loved the kendo stick spots. They were outrageous. And that corner table spot was absolutely vicious. I thought that was it. I was not expecting Shida to come out of it with the belt here, but I thought Nyla was going to have a bit more of a dominant monster run with the title, but I'm completely fine with this, and we can see some new feuds over the title, like the AW. A lot of people think the women's division there is kind of meh. There's talent there. I'm not so sure on the charisma and gimmick front, but a little bit more seasoning, maybe with another major name or 2 or 5, you can definitely develop a great division there and some great feuds for Shida. That was phenomenal. That was just a vicious match. As I just saw Jungle Boy hit a reverse Rana on the apron. Gosh!
Oh my gosh. And MJF is still alive to talk about it. He took a poison Rana.
He's still alive to talk about how better he is. He had this friggin' guitar playing thing on Twitter. He's like, "Yeah, I'm better than you." Like, fuck you, but you're the man. And there's me for explicit.
Man, the douchebag that's still paying $600 for a cameo. Still
don't get me started. I want him so bad on Cameo, but I'm like, Roman Reigns costs $400 or $500. Ric Flair costs $500. It cost me $200 to get a photo taken with him. I mean, that's yeah.
And MJF thinks that he's worth $600. Sure, whatever you say, pal.
Patreon money. Hey, Ricky, you're hearing this, pool the Patreon money for an MJF cameo. Let's do it.
Oh, what a waste of $600. Oh my gosh. Honestly, if that legit happens, I will be dumbfounded. It'll be one of those situations where it's like, Ricky, you've seriously lost your mind. Just
the Royal Bank of Rose. I'm looking to get Kurt Angle next month for the 20 bell salute. I just started watching King of the Ring 2000. He's 150, so I'm debating it.
That's not too bad. I mean, it's $50 cheaper than a Ric Flair picture, but Ric Flair's a legend, so give him that. Speaking of legends, we could see 2 legends in the makings in this matchup for the AEW World Championship. Mr. Brody Lee versus Jon Moxley. So, you guys remember that street fight that Moxley and Lee had at Extreme Rules where they literally beat the ever-living piss out of each other, ran off in a random vehicle, and then just came back shockingly, to which it was still a really good matchup. It was one of the longest matches on that card, but still good. Yeah, this tops it, because Brody Lee and Moxley have an unparalleled chemistry with each other. Whether Brody Lee is just doing his classic, boots and slams, compared to Moxley's just no risk, high risk reward mentality. It was just absolutely phenomenal. Seeing these guys, wrestle in the ring, they were wrestling outside the ring and also admonishing the count. Then we get the finish, which, oh dear Lord help us, this was awesome. So Moxley decides to hit the paradigm shift from the top of the stage to where the runway would be, where the wrestlers would enter the ring. They both go through that, to which everybody's just like, what? Moxley slowly gets up from it. He gets in the ring, referee's still counting. Slowly behind him is Brody Lee. He's busted open. He is just thinking, oh no, we're not done yet. He gets in, paradigm shift, 1, 2, he kicks out. Moxley goes for another one, 1, 2, nope, not happening. It's literally like, oh my god, they're making Brody Lee a big time start. This is interesting. So Moxley just decides, okay, so I can't pin this sumbitch. I'm just going to kill him. He grabs his arm right around Brody Lee's body, and he's just locking him in this coquina clutch, this rear naked choke deal. He's just wrapping his body around him, holding it. Brody Lee's arm is up. It's up. It's up. It slowly starts dwindling, and it goes down. Referee calls for the bell. By a technical submission, Moxley retains. Oh my lord. I love the matches with these two. This was great. 2 thumbs up. I loved it. I thought it was really good. Moxley looked amazing. Brody Lee, but he lost. He also looked like a freaking animal in this match. I don't care what anybody says. It was awesome.
Yeah, Brody looked really strong in this match, and I love Brody. This is another case of leaning a little heavy in the McMahonisms. But in Brody's case, they're effing hilarious. Like that bit where like someone sneezed at his table. It's like, no one eats until I eat. Top notch. And I just hate that Evil Uno and other guy are stuck up. Stu Grayson are stuck up here. I mean, big props to Trudeau for keeping the border closed because stay home, you idiots. But now I think essential, like wrestling is going to be essential, like essential in parentheses soon. So maybe they're allowed back. Like Bobby Roode can go back. Anyways, they're doing well without the rest of the Dark Order here. Man, this match was good. I haven't seen that match. What pay-per-view was that match that you just spoke of? Because I'm gonna watch it.
It was an Extreme Rules pay-per-view. As far as the year goes, I'm gonna take a guess and say 2015. I want to say. I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna guess 2015. If I'm right, hey. If I'm wrong, then damn it. But before you even go, don't even go into that because we have to talk about the main event.
I was just going to say a couple of things about this match.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so the one great thing I got out of this, which was just a little bit of an Easter egg, if you're a New Japan fan, Zach, I'm looking at you. That Moxley hit a Gotch pile driver in this match, and that's straight out of Minoru Suzuki's playbook. Man, that Moxley wrestled, I believe, at Wrestle Kingdom, and oh my gosh, that match, how did they both not die? And how did they both not die after that super DDT through the stage? Man, that Brody looks strong in this match, and I'm looking at him and like, this guy is the lost son of Bruiser Brody. And if you watch that Dark Side of the Ring about that, my gosh, that horrible cover-up, let's not get into that, but yeah, he choked him out. If you can't put him down, you might as well choke him out. This was pretty fun. I want to see more of this. I want to see Grayson and Uno creep their way back into this, because number 10 and these other blokes for the Dark Order aren't cutting it. I know it's the point. No, they're the friggin' putties from Power Rangers. That's what they are. And you punch them in the chest and they explode.
Oh my god, yes.
You punch you Zed in the chest and boom. Yeah, more Power Rangers talk. Yes. We're going there.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I love it. Alright, so are we ready to talk about Stadium Stampede?
Oh. Well, the fridge is over there. I'm getting another beer at break. There's my water. Let's go.
Okay. So, we have The Elite, which is Kenny Omega, Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, Adam Page, and Matt Hardy taking on the Inner Circle's Chris Jericho, Jake Hager, Sammy Guevara, and our boys LAX, Santana Ortiz, because we refuse to call them anything else than that. So, let's talk about the entrances, shall we? Literally, they are in the Jacksonville Jaguars Stadium, in which each of the teams have these football-like feels to them. They have the smoke coming out. Everybody coming out. We see Justin Roberts. He's doing it. He's back. He's doing the announces. He's saying number 92 to Chris Jericho. Number 24. Santana, these kind of deals. Obviously, these are not the numbers that are on here, but I thought that was a nice touch. That was great. They do that, but the problem is, Adam Page doesn't show up right away. So instead, they're just thinking, okay, let's just keep going. From each side of the football field, these guys just collide, and they just start beating each other up. They're fighting in the ring. It's just great. Yes, there's a wrestling ring in the middle of a football field. and it was awesome. So they're fighting all around. Very little pin attempts are being made here, which is a good thing. Adam Page, he comes in on a freaking horse because he's a badass and he deserves to come in on a horse every time he comes out. I'm just saying. So he comes out, he's basically chasing down Sammy Guevara, who eventually he loses him, and we just get like a lot of these deals where Adam Page is just basically calling out for Guevara. He's calling out for Guevara. And then he's just like, telling the horse, wait here, I'll be back. And then we see it go to like, I think it was called like the East Wing Club, which for those of you that might not know what that is, that's basically the bar for the stadium. So we see more battles between here, and I know I'm going to go out of order, and I do apologize if some people are going to be that anal about it. We see Kenny Omega and Matt Hardy taking on Santana and Ortiz. They're just beating each other down. They're up in like the tops of the they're up in the stands, and the fact that there's like so much stuff that's up there, that's amazing. This is an awesome stadium. I'm just gonna say that right now. They picked an amazing spot to do this. They're battling. Kenny Omega gets just thrown into a steel barricade. God, did that look just absolutely nasty. Then they decide to go after Matt Hardy. So they have this nice little pool area. They throw Matt in it. I believe it was Santana. He goes in. Ortiz, he's not going in here. And why? Because we find out I can't swim. It's like, what? Ortiz can't swim? Are you kidding me? And
me too, man.
Even the announcers are like, that's like 3 feet. Come on, man. So finally, Ortiz he's just slowly getting into the pool, like talking like baby steps just to get into the water. They finally get in, and it looks like they're just going to just drown Matt Hardy. Matt comes up. It's Attitude Era Matt. Wait, what? And all I'm thinking to myself is, there's no way. Are they seriously going to? They're seriously going to do this. They're seriously going to, this is amazing. They bring him down again, and next thing you know, they look over to the side. They look over to the side like, what is that? Here comes Matt. He's got the red and black, cute, the square jacket, and he's talking about these Matt facts. It's just like, what? they do it again. And there's this one camera shot that's so amazing. As it seems like they're drowning him, Matt Hardy just looks at the camera underwater, and he's doing the V1 deal. Oh, dear God. Oh, no. You know what? It calls for this. Oh, my God. That was just...
Shout out to the Ruthless Pod.
Oh, my gosh. That was just... It was just an amazing one. I think that the couple of Matt facts that they had there was like Matt Hardy could hold his breath for like 300 seconds, something like that. And even like Santana and Ortiz, they're looking at the side like, what? What is that? Where'd that come from? You're just Matt Hardy, he comes back to being his Damascus Broken deal. He beats down both of the LAX guys. He ends up taking Ortiz to the bell that's up there and just hits it hard. Ortiz, he's just hearing ringing and ringing and ringing. Gee, I wonder why. Then he just sits. He sets him in a wheelchair, wraps him around with duct tape, and he's just basically acting like Dr. Matt.
Wheels.
Oh my gosh. And he literally...
I sent you to the chair of wheels, yes!
He says that, he's like, you get rest. Take 2 of these. He just punches him in the face, and he says, call me in the morning. So he goes to a Santana, and he throws him in an ice box. Because why not? He needs to chill. And then we get to what is probably my favorite part of this matchup, is the bar scene, where we see Adam Page. He's just sipping on a drink. Jake Hager, he's calling out to him. He finds the deal that says, where the bar is. He goes there. And basically it just starts off with just Adam Page and Jake literally just look at each other. And then Jake's just like, you come to fight or you come to drink? Pours a shot for Jake. They both just take a sip. And it's like, well, Ziggler's like, okay, time's up. And Adam Page just goes right after Jake Hager. We see like Jake Hager just wrecking Adam Page. Adam Page tries to get like a pool stick and just smash Jake in the side. But then out comes Kenny Omega. He beats him down a little bit. We get not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but I believe it was 5 bottles of the bubbly straight to the head of Jake Hager. A V-trigger. He gets thrown over the bar deal. Adam Page, he just goes over. He pours himself a drink. He also grabs a half gallon of milk to pour for Kenny Omega. Kenny and Page, they both are just like, yeah, it's cool. They just hit the deal. They both take a drink, and it's off they go.
Milk flavored whiskey.
Milk flavored whiskey. That was beautiful. So Chris Jericho, God bless this man. He just, this is great. So Chris Jericho, he's beaten down on, I want to say it was Nick Jackson, because while Nick Jackson and him are fighting, Matt Jackson just decides, hey, I'm going to take Sammy Guevara, and I'm going to do a Northern Lights deal from one side of the football field to another. The way that they made it, oh my God, did it look great. He was just doing Northern Light after Northern Light after Northern Light. Halfway, 50-yard line, Northern Light, Northern Light, Northern Light. Other side, Northern Light. Hey, touchdown! Matt Jackson's, he's just happy. He's celebrating. Ref throws a flag on him for celebrating too much. It's like, what? Super kicks the referee just because, because sports. Why not? So Chris Jericho, he's beating down Nick Jackson. I believe he does like a version of the Codebreaker. He hits the freaking mascot with a Judas effect, which was, by God, funny. I was honestly hoping that somebody was going to pop out of that mascot suit and just beat the hell out of him. But Jericho covers Nick Jackson 1, 2, kicks out, and Jericho just decides to grab a nice little red flag from his pockets, because why not? And he says, I'm challenging the play. And Aubrey's just like, you're challenging the play? I'm challenging the play. I'm challenging this count. So Aubrey Edwards, she goes to a tent, and Jericho is right behind her. just really, like, there's no way that was not 3. There's no way there's not 3. And I just hear Aubrey yelling, like, Chris, you cannot be here. I don't care. I want to see this. It just...
You're a shitty referee!
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, Chris Jericho's a gift for everyone. But Jericho would eventually get taken out by the Young Bucks via table splash. Sammy Guevara, he gets up. He's thinking like, I'm the last one standing. I won! Yeah, I did it! Then he turns around.
Beep.
Yep, you hear the horn. He turns around and he's like, oh, fuck.
Not again.
We see Matt Hardy and Kenny Omega. They have a cart. They're going to chase after him. And Sammy is just running for the hills. He's just getting out of there. And he leaps up into the stands. I will say this. This was one of my favorite lines from JR ever. He just says, Lambeau Leap in Florida. To which I'm like...
Oh, yeah. I knew you'd like that.
That was great. I loved it. I was like, yes, he mentioned the Packers. AEW has mentioned Packers on their show. I love it. But WWE did that with Clay Matthews. Yeah, but at the same time, they didn't mention Lambeau Leap. And if they did, it was probably in a stupid means. That's just me.
Actually, I think that was one of the names for Ken Anderson's finisher, unofficially, originally. The Lambeau something. I knew it became the Green Bay Plunge. Like his friggin' finisher that he hurt himself on every time he did it.
That fireman's carry into the roll. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, we're talking about football because we're nerds like that. Also, Ken Anderson's the best. So, Sammy Guevara, he's basically just trying to run away from everybody. He's making sure he's not getting the deal. Then we get probably the scariest thing I ever thought I'd see from one of these matches. And I've seen the Firefly Funhouse. So, we see, them just beating down on Sammy. We see Kenny Omega. He picks up Sammy Guevara. And we're thinking, oh no, he's not doing what we think he's doing. He does a one-winged angel from the top of one of the stage areas to this random spots on the field, to which I'm just like, oh my God, Sammy is now dead. He is dead. So Aubrey, she's got a ladder. She's setting it up. She's climbing up. 1, 2, 3. The Elite and Matt Hardy pick up the victory here on the big stage. Oh, sweet Lord, was this matchup just entertaining. It was fun. It was just absolutely wonderful, to quote Matt Hardy. So, oh my gosh, I'm getting so excited about this matchup. I'm losing my breath. Yeah, 2 Thanos thumbs up. This was the best matchup on here. And I'll tell you this right now, guys. I watched a little bit of the Wrestling with Regret review on this, and Brian Zane gave this six stars. Usually he gives like 5 to the best. He gave 6 stars on this one. So if he's given it that kind of praise, it's definitely worth watching at least once. It's great. But I definitely do want to bring up that we have this matchup. We have the Money in the Bank match, Firefly Funhouse, the Graveyard match. We're going to talk about which one of these are our favorites, kind of going in like an order. But before we get into that, Fretz, your thoughts on this match?
Oh, wow. What did I write down here? So, for context, I had just been playing some Red Dead Redemption 2. I beat the main story. I am now in the post-game. I'm not going to spoil anything, but as soon as I saw Hangman Page, I got Red Dead Redemption 3. Like, this is the setting. Here we go. As I play a little bit of the soundtrack, because I'm a giant nerd, and Red Dead 2 is one of the best games I ever played. Will, seriously, get on it and finish it so we can talk about it. That horse spot, Hunter Horse Helmsley lives, except it's probably his son, because the real Hunter Horse, R.I.P.
It's Quad Horse.
Quad, oh gosh, so we saw the cheerleaders in masks. I thought that was kind of funny.
Oh, that's right.
the ladder, because like I work retail. I'm a grocer. Like I'm not wearing one. But it's a matter of preference.
Fair enough.
I know a lot of Americans are saying to do it, but anyways, I'm getting way out of this thing here. Stay home, practice social distancing. So that ladder goalpost dived by the Bucks, and then they go, "It's good." Oh man, okay, I'm a hockey guy. Like, hockey's my primary sport, but I loved the football puns. Shout out to Jermaine, go Chiefs. That bar spot I thought was really neat because you had your opponents. You had Jake Hager, you had Adam Page, and it's like, you know what? We respect each other. F it. Let's have a whiskey. Then, well, you done? All right. Pow. Let's go. That buckshot lariat into the bar was a real cool looking spot, and I love that. I think they called it unofficially, or at least commentary was like, it's the buckshot bar. Milk flavored whiskey sounds disgusting. I love milk, and if you listened to me last week, you know damn sure that I love whiskey, and I actually got into the whiskey during our meeting on Sunday, and I don't remember the rest of it. That one, yeah, you missed out on. You missed a good one. The 100-yard Northern Light suplex was otherworldly. Like, how? I mean, it takes me 2 tries to get off that couch, and the amount of cardio that you did that, my gosh. I had that Jaguar mouth, I don't know of his name. There's that spot where someone got knocked into the mouth of the Jag. I almost said Tiger because I just completed watching Tiger King. That's another topic. That's an off-air topic there, my gosh. The Jaguar getting friggin' elbowed was amazing. Jericho, I didn't see the original context of the Jericho cone head. I just saw the memes. But I'm like, okay, he's wearing a parking cone on his head. You'll have to tell me about that after.
Right.
And the friggin'... Okay, this was the Super Bowl. Because he's like, challenge, offensive, number 3, 10-yard penalty, and then going into the instant replay room. You're a shitty referee, Aubrey. Aubrey, no. Aubrey's awesome. You're awesome. I challenge. I hate the coach's challenge in hockey. The fact that they brought the football version here was amazing. Matt Hardy going through his Rolodex, and this week, he was jobber Matt Hardy, 1998, just before he started bringing. Remember when they brought in Michael Hayes?
Yeah,
they were wearing that gear. It was Omega gear. So going through the Rolodex, going through V1, going through Team Extreme, being I think it was Zach that put it this way. It was it's either Zach or Cultaholic. I can't remember, but it was the drowning thing, and a lot of people thought that the drowning pot was kind of because, well, something else. But seriously, really, why are you going there? No. It was like baptism, in a way, coming from someone who's been baptized, like dunking way. I get it. I understand it. I love it. Whoever that was, Zach, I think, awesome. Oh, Matt fact, I wrote it down. He can hold his breath for 348 seconds. And while I break out my calculator... Oh, hang on. Siri, what's 348 divided by 60?
I think it's
6 minutes! No, you can't! Frig off!
That's why Matt facts were amazing, because they were out there.
I'm sorry, okay. I'm sorry, I'm going on. Here's a couple more things. I swear he started saying, I can slap a tornado!
Yes, he did. He did. I do remember that.
Vanguard 2. I don't know what they called Vanguard 2 here, but the ring toll, bell tolls for the chair of wheels. This was a car crash. An amazing car crash. I can't. Wow.
It was great. It was amazing. Oh, my gosh. You know what? I want to talk about the Inner Circle pep rally before we go into talking about these favorite deals. Oh, my gosh. This was great. They had these deals where, because of the COVID deal, they just had these little shitty gifts that they were giving to each other. Sammy Guevara had these little mini trophies where he gave one to Jericho, and he's like, this one says best dad of jokes or something like that. And he was we're in a social distancing deal. There's only so much that I can do. There's that whole deal where Santana and Ortiz, they had all these random little deals for people, but I think it was, oh gosh, I think I didn't one of them give a picture of to Jericho. I think it was Mark Anthony, if I'm not mistaken.
Mark Anthony, he's my hero.
Yes, it was great. Jake Hager with probably one of my favorite segments he's ever done. Just talking about happiness, and it goes. You have to watch it. I can't even justify the beauty of this. Literally, it's just him starting off as a nice little poem, and then he just talks about ripping body parts, and then he was like, whoa, Jake, and Jake just realizes, that's what makes me happy.
Who hurt you, Jake? Who hurt you?
No kidding.
Who hurt you?
Oh man! So we also get a deal where they're throwing the shirts to the outside, but the fans are throwing the shirts back, which was awesome. Sammy Guevara got got a gift
That's part of the shit, though.
Oh man, Sammy Guevara got one of the best gifts from Chris Jericho, which was the Hit Me Up mobile for his leg. The puns keep getting better. Oh man, the role model here, Hit Me Up mobile here. Just keep it going. And that Ortiz, his hearing was magically fixed by earmuffs. Sure, why not? It's wrestling.
That's not how they work.
Yeah, no kidding. It's just one of those things where it's like, you know what? It's wrestling. Just give it to them. They're being silly. It's comedical. Nothing makes sense in wrestling anymore. But then Sammy asked the question, you know, well, Jericho, what would you like for a gift? What could we give you? And this is where it happened. Jericho says, and I quote, "I want Mike Tyson's head on a platter." And boy, howdy, we see. And Sammy's just like, well, we don't have his head on a platter, but what I do have is a cheese platter and a little bit of the bubbly. Pulls off one of the deals. There's just empty bubbly, no cheese, and Jericho's already going like batshit crazy. Like, you call this a cheese platter? It's not even cheese here. What the fuck? He's just going absolutely crazy. Mike Tyson's music hits. Some of his crew members got a little bit of the bubbly. They're just drinking that. I would have loved if one of them had like a piece of cheese just to be. And then there could have been a moment where it's like, what makes you think that we had it? We could have gotten this cheese from the back. Just eats it right in front of them. That would have been funny. But yeah, literally it was a situation where he wants to basically knock out Mike Tyson because on an episode of Monday Night Raw, it looks like, hey, Mike Tyson and Jericho are going to win the tag team titles from DX. Then Mike Tyson's just like, yeah, no, I'm literally a troll. So he just rips off his shirt. It's a DX shirt. He knocks out Jericho. It's an interesting segment, but it's also kind of funny. So basically he wants like an apology from Mike. Mike is literally just like, he's just literally ripping off his shirt again. And he's just like, look at my muscles. I will never apologize. He doesn't even say anything. I think Jericho got a shove in, and then everybody just, it goes like crazy. They have the entire locker room just going in. They're spreading out everybody. Mike Tyson's getting taken to the back. Jericho is just yelling like, I want Tyson! I want Tyson! Give me Tyson! So he's just screaming Tyson, Tyson. And there's even one point where I have to put this out. He literally, Cole Cabana is trying to... He's trying to help the whole deal, and Jericho just shoves him away. He's like, "Get away, Colt!" It's like, aw, poor Colt Cabana. I love this dude, but all Jericho's doing, he's just screaming, "Tyson! Tyson! Tyson!" He's just wanting Tyson. I think it was either Kayla or Rachel that said it best. It's sold money if Jericho and Tyson are put on that Fyter Fest card. It's already going to be something that everybody's going to want to see. I, for one, would be one of them because that would be an amazing matchup. Even if it is just a crash or a dumpster fire, I want to see this dumpster fire unfold. I want to see either Mike Tyson knock out Jericho or Jericho somehow make Tyson tap out. Either way, it's going to be beautiful. It's a beautiful train wreck.
This is Mr. T versus Roddy Piper all over again.
Oh my god, it is! Oh my god, it is!
I could see this ending the exact same way. Excuse me while I... So WrestleMania 2. Here's a history lesson from your Wrestle Addict radio historian. Open your books to page 69. And the kids say nice. Yeah. Sorry. WrestleMania 2. Piper Mr. T ended in a body slam. Yes, because it was supposed to be a boxing match. And Roddy Piper's like, F it, I'll body slam you. DQ.
I think they might be smarter than that. I don't think we're giving them enough credit. Because the fact that they're hyping this up a bit means they got something planned. What it is, who knows? But if it does end that way, then I will literally say, Fretz, you called it. You are the mastermind. I will literally sing your praises on the next episode if that happens. So, all right, now let's get to the nitty gritty before we go on to our one and only commercial break. That being, these 4 matches, they've taken place. Again, to reiterate, Stadium Stampede, Firefly Funhouse, Boneyard match, and the Money in the Bank matchup. How would we rank these matches by far? Because these are the most talked about matches all year, arguably. There's some people that might say otherwise, but these are really good cinematic matches that, in all honesty, we're going to be talking about these for ages. So, here's how I'd rank mine. Mine would be the Stampede. Then I would go with the Money in the Bank, Firefly Funhouse, and Graveyard match. All these have equal amazing traits about them, but to me, Stadium Stampede brought a little bit of the realism to it, and it also brought a little bit of just comedic genius to it. I loved it. It was one of those things that I can look back on it and just be like, I would watch this on a loop forever, because it's that good.
I'm with you there. This is a hard choice to put me on the spot, but my top favorite one out of all these is still the Funhouse match, just because of the history, the psychology, the storytelling. This was a perfect storytelling match, which was a giant full circle moment. And I'll put Stampede at number 2 just because of everything you said, the comedy, everything in this match was, in my mind, was damn near perfect. Number 3, okay, I'll go Boneyard, just because it's Taker and AJ, and just top-notch stuff, everything in there. It was another good dose of comedy. By default, I didn't hate it, but Money in the Bank, it has to go at number 4 here because something has to. I don't even remember too much of that. Yeah, all the cameos in that were amazing, and
love you.
Yeah, Bruce Pritchard coming out of the stall. You better wash your hands, man.
Hey, he did.
He did. I know he did. Friggin' people power. Vince McMahon, and then he's just sanitizes his hands, and the fact that they went back and pushed the chairs in, that's such a Vinceism right there. A little known one, perhaps. Yeah, it went up to a crescendo. Everything, all these 4 cinematic matches, all went up to an eventual crescendo. Each crescendo more different than the last, and just as damn good. Phenomenal.
Definitely. So, guys, we're going to take our one and our only commercial break, and then when we come back, cyberbullying. Is it still a problem? We're going to come back and tell you that yes, it is.
I'm Wild. And I'm Randy Fitzsimmons, and this is the Game Changer Podcast. Pew, pew, pew.
What's up, folks? This is Mr. Fretz from the Game Changer Podcast, here to tell you about my Patreon show, The 20 Bell Salute, where I go back 20 years ago each month in wrestling and pop culture. What movies were out, what video games we were playing, what music we were downloading on Napster, and what wrestling pay-per-views took place that month in WWE, and what other promotions happen to still exist at this time. So join me in my Y2K compliant DeLorean as I go 20 years into the past on the Wrestle Addict Radio Patreon. Join us for only $5 a month.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to this edition of the Game Changer Podcast. I'm NateFNGreat, joined here by Mr. Fretz. We definitely do want to give a shout out to all the people that love to listen to our voices, because what's better than listening to a Canadian and American argue about wrestling and sports and other stuff? I cannot think of anything else better. I'm just saying. So, we talked about AEW's Double or Nothing. So if you guys have missed that, then go back, listen to it, and then you can come back and listen to this part. Okay, so everybody's caught up now. So, cyberbullying, something that has been going on, has definitely been more of a trend, honestly, in the last year. So for those of you that don't know what we're talking about, is that there's been a lot of situations where we've seen people harassed, put down, and just made to feel inferior because everybody thinks that. There's some people that think it's cool. There's some people that are doing it for fun because they're quote-unquote bored, which is a stupid reason to do that. And it makes themselves feel good about themselves. Well, that's not something that flies by us. As somebody that has dealt with a little bit of the bullying deal, as well as the cyberbullying deal. I've told this story many times, that there were people that were WWE hard marks that did not like that funny picture that I had where talked about, King Corbin, he's the next Disney princess because WWE now has a show on Fox. Fox is owned by Disney, and then blah 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 blah, that whole deal. So I've experienced that, and it is not fun. Even to this day, I'm still experiencing a lot of those cyberbullying deals. And I've seen a lot of friends who have experienced that just because they have an opinion. It's really disheartening to see that. And there's so many moments where I've literally said, I'm sorry that our species is so horribly developed. That's just one of those things. I can't take that, man. It's something that sucks. And to be honest, we sadly have 2 cases now in the last almost week where somebody has said something and it's just not for the best. The first one, of course, and we definitely do want to give our condolences to the name of her was Hana Kimura, right?
Hana Kimura. Japanese wrestler from Stardom, only 22. 23, something really young like that. Well, she was also part of a Japanese reality show. I don't know I think it was akin to Big Brother. Long story short, there was a storyline in there where her housemate was doing laundry, and her wrestling outfit wound up in the laundry, and she got upset and reacted in I don't know what such a manner, and then in came the online hate, and she's already been suffering with mental illness. I'm not going to get into the other aspects of it, but it led to her taking her life, and she was good friends with a lot of prominent people in wrestling, like Asuka and Io Shirai and Kari and Kenny. Effing sad, just heart-wrencher. I think I never knew Hana, I don't watch Stardom, so I think someone who would have definitely felt this right in the heart is Dusty Dave, because he's a big proponent of women's wrestling and a big fan of Stardom. So love you, Dusty Dave. Heartbreaker, and 22. My gosh.
We were talking about with the Owen episode. We were talking about how at 34, too soon. This feels even sooner. Hana to us, Hana was basically a baby. Is that she is just starting to see her life, and she's starting to see some of the things that could come from life, and unfortunately, she met with a lot of the negative parts of life. So before we go too further, we want to wish our condolences to the families of Hana and to everybody that is still mourning over this major loss in the wrestling community. And this is not the first case that we've had where somebody has done, where, you know, the cyberbullying has taken place and people have lost their lives because they feel like nobody loves them, that the online opinion matters more than what's out in the real world. It's just absolutely amazing how people can just stoop that low to make somebody feel that bad. And I gotta mention this guy because he went after one of the WWE stars, Alexa Bliss. You know what? We actually said we were not even going to give him the name. We should say he who has no balls. He went on a bit of a deal on, I don't know if it was a show or if it was just something that he wanted to say, but he basically stated that Alexa Bliss is bad at wrestling, and somehow that also would relate to her sex life. That it would be horrible. To which I say, okay, this is coming from somebody who either has not had sex or obviously does not know how to speak to a woman. So much so that there's been a lot of people that have, you know, stuck up for Alexa, and that have definitely, and I even believe that Alexa Bliss even mentioned it on her Twitter where she says, "Excuse me, that shouldn't be doing that." And there are people that are saying, like, don't give him, you know, this kind of attention. And that's the main thing that a lot of people need to forget. There's some people that are doing this because they want attention. And if you want to get attention, do some good works. Do something that is making a difference in a positive light. Don't just go out and just say these things just to get somebody riled up and talked about. It makes no sense, and it does more harm than what you think it does. Trust me. I can speak for both of us and say that we've been on that end of the sword. We don't like it. We are not those people that are going to take these, you know, remarks, and we're not going to, you know, go quietly. We're definitely going to fight them back, but we're also those people that, especially going into June, we're going to be definitely promoting the fact that we want to help make a difference. And I'll tell you why that in just a bit, but I definitely do want to get this final thought go to this. So when it comes to cyberbullying, you need to watch what you say. There's some people that, yes, there are people that are hypersensitive about everything. I think there's even people that are just hypersensitive, that if you just say hi, it's like, oh my god, get away, you creeper. It's like, you don't even know me. I'm just saying hi. I'm just being a human being communicating with another human being, but apparently not. I'm apparently talking to somebody who is allergic to just social gatherings, social greetings. And it's insane. Watch what you say and think about what you say, because it can affect somebody more than what you think it will.
Absolutely. That piece of work is known for many other instances, and even to the point where, like, Mick Foley DM'd him and just told him that's a stupid thing to say. Then he put Foley on blast. It's like, hey, thanks for making me part of your Memorial Day. By the way, it's okay, I'm Canadian, but, like, are you really going to pull this crap on Memorial Day? And after the week that the States had, I mean, Minneapolis, my prayers go out to. I mean, you and I have a mutual friend in Minneapolis, or in Minnesota. What? My gosh! And another mutual friend of ours, I'll tell you later, got roasted last night for nothing. This person this person just does video reactions in their sweater, and you roast them for that. Like, I am trying to work on myself too, because earlier this year on Twitter, I called Lana a whore based on the storyline, right?
Right.
I think we've talked about this, but it's like, yeah, I mean, I was having fun in storyline. I damn sure shouldn't have said that, and I'm sorry, Lana, although you will never hear this, because she didn't block me. She didn't block me, which is a miracle. And another thing, like, why do people consider it a compliment or a victory when someone blocks you? They want to block you because you're directing so much negativity into their life. And I'm working on myself. I mean, most of the time I look at a comment section and I'm just like, I'm gonna shut up because I'll piss someone off. Like, and I've been a victim of cyberbullying. And not so much on Twitter, at least I don't see it. If I see it, I look at it once and I just block it. Like, fuck it, I don't care. Say what you want about me. I couldn't give 12 shits. But back when I was doing message boards, like chat rooms, this was like between 03, 05. Oh, I got lots of bad shit all the time too. And if I can't fathom how one human being can say to another human being to kill themselves. Fuck that. That is just one of the most offensive things you can say to anybody. One of the most dehumanizing things you can say that. I'll look at the guy. I'll look at the person who says that and be like, "Who raised you?" Like, if your mother was in the room and you said that fucking bullshit, it's disgusting. I could rant on. I echo all your sentiments. It's disgusting. Be better, people. And June is mental health awareness month. For the love of everything holy, just filter yourself. Think before you hit send. Like, should I send this or should I keep this to myself? And, well, the choice is yours. This thing in my hand is a powerful tool. And what did Uncle Ben say?
Great power comes great responsibility.
Dang.
And as we do roll into June, guys, not only do we talk about, mental illness, but we are also going to be going into Pride Month. And we at the Wrestle Addict Radio are going to be doing our part to contribute to the Pride Month with a special Pride collection for everybody from the Kings of the Rings to the Delight Show to the Young Lions Perspective to us here at the Game Changer Podcast. We have a special selection of Pride approved merchandise that you can definitely check out on teespring.com. And I'm going to tell you guys this, that 100% of the proceeds will be going to the Trevor Project, the leading national organization providing crisis intervention and suicide prevention services to lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and questioning LGBT community, young people under 25. And honestly, everything that we've talked about with Hannah, that is one of those things that really hits home, is that once you hit the age of 20, it feels like from 20 to 25, that is a crucial year because you're trying to make that difference. You're trying to figure out what your life is going to be. And we want to do our parts in helping out people that are going through this. So definitely, you don't have to feel obligated to, but by all means, check out our merch on teesprings.com. It is something that is honestly very beautiful. And it's definitely very colorful. I know that our friend Kate Murphy is definitely a huge supporter of Pride, and she even went out to explain what each of the colors meant, and I thought that was just absolutely beautiful. So shout out to Kate Murphy for being one of those people that has definitely been showing the support to that community, and let's make a difference to all the people there. And by all means, go check out the Trevor Project. It is a great organization where they are definitely making a difference. They are definitely game changers, we might say. No pun intended. So, with that being said, you guys, we are going to wrap up this edition of the Game Changer Podcast. Definitely check us out at Addict_Wrestle on Twitter. We also have a Facebook page, an Instagram page. So much that has been going on over this last week. You can check out us personally at the legendary JF as well as at Real Effin' Game. You can definitely check out our podcast here on Spreaker.com as well as on Anchor and so many other great formats, including Ambiguous Podcasts, who have been very, very, very crucial to us. So thank you to Ambiguous. Thank you to our main man, Willie T, for getting us on there, and hopefully you guys have been enjoying the shows more and more each time you do it. I know that I've been looking at the statistics here on the Spreaker deal. The numbers have definitely been going up, so much so that I'm getting close to 5,000 downloads on this channel here. And I'll tell you guys this, that if we can reach that before the end, honestly, it might even happen sooner than that. If we can get to 5,000 downloads before the end of the year, I will promise that the Game Changer podcast will definitely do something very special. No, it will not be something spicy, because that's more for punishments than anything. We'll do something special. As far as what it is, we'll think of something. We'll think of something very special. We'll think of something that will be our way of saying thank you so much for all the support that you have given us. 5,000 years. And honestly, guys, another great thing that's coming up is going to be the Kings of the Rings 200 episode. They're coming up pretty fast on a landmark deal. It is awesome. I mean, we celebrated 5 years as a podcast this year. 200 episodes for Kings of the Rings. Will, King Ricky, Kate Murphy, congratulations on that milestone. That's just absolutely wonderful. And I actually forgot to do this, and I feel bad. Zach, you hit a milestone yourself. I believe that you reached your 80th episode, if I'm not mistaken. Dude, that's still really awesome. Let's get you to 160. Let's get you to 250 episodes. How about that? Let's get you past that milestone. So, you got that, you guys. Like I said, the Delight Show, Young Lions Perspective, Kings of the Rings podcast, and us here at the Game Changer podcast can be found on Wrestle, Addict Radio. I've said a lot. I need to take a break for my voice a little bit. Mr. Fretz, do you have anything to add? Any final thoughts?
I do. There was 200 episodes for YLP. I think that's what you're thinking of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, folks. If you need a listening ear, my DMs are open. Just so you know, I think a lot of us can relate. Twitter can be a really toxic place, and that's why. I work, so I'm like, I don't spend a lot of time on Twitter except if I'm watching wrestling, and if someone says something stupid, I just ignore it. Try, folks. Oh yeah, try to. I don't want to say try to ignore it, but there's something that Thumper said in Bambi way back in the day. If you can't say nothing nice, don't say nothing at all, and that's something my buddy Matt, who helped lead me. Who was very instrumental in my faith early on. I haven't heard from him in years, but Matt, I hope you're well. You'll never hear this. I don't think you know I have a podcast. Yeah, I don't think he would approve because I swear a bunch, but that's neither here nor there. Yeah, I got to give a shout out to the Kings. I'm going to record my thank you to them shortly. And folks, just be kind, be better. This time next week, I was supposed to go to Niagara Falls Comic Con, but COVID be damned. I'm disappointed. I'm bummed out, but I get to have the Saturday off to do nothing. But I'll be catching up on, the podcasts, whether it's Cultaholic, whether it's The Crossroads, Laser Time. I'm still doing all my Fave 5s every week that start off on Patreon, then later they're on Ambiguous. I just uploaded the 20 Bell Salute May 2000, which involves David Arquette winning the title. Oh no. But it also involves talking about Battlefield Earth. Oh god, no. Gladiator, Road Trip, WWE Judgment Day 2000, Fretz's Fave 5 every week. This week I did Heel Turns. And I'm going to give another shout out, once again, to Jermaine, because he gave me the idea for next week's Fave 5. What is it? Well, you're just going to have to wait and see, because it's pretty good. If you have recommendations for the Fave 5, hit me up. Not like Sammy Guevara, but not like Sammy Guevara. So yeah, that's all I have, folks. Be good, be better, and I love yous.
On that note, you can hit me up like you do Sammy Guevara. I will say this one more thing I definitely wanted to do before we close off the deal. Definitely do love to show support to our friends and family out there in the Wrestle Addict Radio family, or in just, wrestling community, podcasting, whoever it may be. So definitely wanted to do a special shout out to our boy Dusty Dave. He's celebrating a birthday this upcoming week, so this is your shout out, Dave. Happy birthday to you. Definitely have a drink on us. Another year older, another day wiser. And honestly, guys, I will say this, that Dave is one of the nicest gentlemen that you'll ever meet. He is definitely one of the funnest guys that you'll ever meet. And we are looking forward to the Belt Bros being reunited again, as well as hopefully seeing, what kind of wrestling shows we'll have for that. So that'll be something in the future. But in the meantime, hit that music. We've been here at the Game Changer Podcast. Thank you so much for listening in. We're reminding you guys that you can make a difference. Be smart. Be safe out there. And please, do not be afraid to give each other some kind of words of encouragement as well as words of kindness. For Mr. Fretz, I've been NateFNGreat. See you guys later. Next week, it should be fun.
The power is yours.